Popo think it's water pimping, but this motherfucking Grey Goose, baby.
It's time. Your triple bogey, long shot parlay, full send degenerates at a place to call home. Look no further. It's the DGEN Podcast.
What is good, everybody? The return of the DGEN Podcast with Mikey Rom. I'm your boy, Wayne Wagyu. Welcome. This podcast is presented to you all by Sunday Swagger. Go to sundayswagger.com and get that 15% off your swag, your gear, by using promo code DGEN15. Mikey, what's the good word, brother? How you been? It's been a minute. We both little hiatus. Things happen. I got married.
Exactly.
It's been crazy. We had to take a break, and now we're back.
Yeah, a lot going on. Happy to be back. Things happen in life. You got married. People are moving around, all that good stuff. But, yeah, happy to be back. Happy to get back to talking some shop about some stuff that we love. I'm excited to get going. Have a lot to talk about. We took that break, and, a lot has happened in the world, and we're going to get right into it.
Dude, a lot has happened. Like, you got a promotion recently.
Yeah.
Dude, making that that cheddar baby. Let's go.
Yeah, my cube monkey job. I'm half a foot bigger. My cube is half a foot bigger now. So that's great.
Extra elbow room. Well, one of the big things that has been happening is this T-shirt you see. Sorry, backwards. 3 Sips Brew Co. So, Mike, I know you're not aware yet because you were at the charity event that I had went to. Man, I'll tell you what. Are you an IPA guy? Are you like a anything guy? Or are you just like a Bud Light guy?
Nah, well, I'm getting older. I'm dabbling more in IPA. I'm still kind of getting my feet wet. Kind of going from that Bud Light early 20s kind of vibe to a more mature IPA kind of guy. So I'm still kind of dabbling. I'm very impressionable right now. I'm trying to find my way in the IPA world. So why don't you let me know where to go? We can start with 3 Sips Brew Co.
Fun right now. So it's called 3 Sips Brew Co. All right, they're out of Rockland. The Mall brothers, Nick Mall and Dan Mall. First of all, 2 great guys. I think that's what sold me originally. I was just like, wow, these guys are just like, just down to earth. You know what I mean? Like really cool dudes. Most beer guys are, anyways. But these 2 stuck out of the crowd to me, and they're known for a lot of their sours. I personally, I'll be honest, I'm not a big sour guy. My wife is. But she was huge into it, which made me huge into it. But there were other beers that I tried, which, again, make this clear, I am not an IPA guy. I am not a guy. I'm like, give me my blue bullets and happy kind of guy. But these IPAs, man, I'll tell you, they were like really good, which is why I made a concerted effort to bring this on the show, because I was like, I want to talk about them. I want to get the word out. Just a good beer, good company, sick swag logo and all that stuff.
I like that shirt.
Yeah, dude. I mean, can you see the back? Is that? But,
yes, nice shirt. Yeah.
Good. So their name actually originated because they had like a crazy German uncle. They were at a wedding. He was trying to teach them how to drink beer, just trying to be like a tough guy. I don't know the whole story, but he was like, "Oh yeah, you got to drink it in 3 sips." Proceeded to drink it in 1, being a crazy German uncle. Of course, Germans can pound beer, but that's kind of where the name came from. They're actually working on getting a commercial spot going right now. They're working on the final permits, licenses, stuff like that, but pretty soon they'll be distributed locally. You can get your gear, you can get your beer all at 3 Sips Brew Co. And I'm looking fired up for that because I'm going to be first in line. Hopefully you'll be right there with me.
Yeah, I will be for sure. Yeah, it's definitely exciting. It sounds like a great kind of beginnings for this place, and they'll be very big very soon. So excited to get.
Yeah, I mean, and for everybody out there too, just go on Instagram for now to find them, to see more, find more flavors of beers, stuff like that. But big shout out to them. We're happy to have them on the show, hopefully soon, and make that shit start happening. But Mike, huge day just passed. It was the 4th of July. We weren't recording for it, but we got to talk about it. More so, our boy Joey Chestnut.
I could not believe it. What a way to start the show back up. I could not believe it.
First and foremost, are you a glizzy guy?
Listen, let me tell you a little something about glizzies, okay? I would say I'm more of a hot dog connoisseur. I like my Nathans. I like my Fenway Franks. It depends what kind of mood I'm in. So I am a glizzy guy. I love hot dogs. I'm a mustard only guy. I know that's probably kind of weird. I don't fuck with ketchup, no relish, hot dog, mustard bun. That's it. But I'm a big fan of the hot dog eating contest. I definitely tune in every year, and glad I tuned in this year. I could not believe what I saw. I literally could not believe what I saw.
So before we actually dip into the Joey Chestnut thing, I want to make one thing clear. This is something that I mentioned to you I want to talk about. Perfect opportunity to segue into it really quick. And I'm going to take my glasses off. I'm going to look right into the fucking camera. I'm going to tell you all, Fenway Franks fucking suck, dude. They suck. I couldn't believe it. I think it's because every time I've ever had one, I was drunk. I finally ate one sober, and I was like, I feel like I'm eating a piece of rubber.
Whoa.
But more importantly, Joey Chestnut ripping the head off.
Hold on. Oh, you can't just say that and there's no rebuttal. Okay, hold on a second. Listen, back it up. I'm not going to let you defame a Fenway. First of all, like, what are your expectations going into a Fenway Frank? Like, it's not like you're not going to get a gourmet dog at Fenway. It's just that dog that's the filler for the 18 beers that you're slugging from your seat. It's not going to be top of the line. That's your problem. You go there and eat it sober. I don't know what you're thinking. That a Fenway Frank should be eaten with 4 beers minimum. It's the experience. You're eating a Fenway Frank. You don't even taste it. It just goes down the hatch. Get that bread in your stomach. Get that weird meat, whatever the concoction is, so you can pound 10 more beers at the game. That's your expectation for a Fenway Frank. You shouldn't be going in there going, oh, look at this Fenway Frank. It's nice. Oh, look, it's nice and crispy. No. Those things are slinging. They're slinging 1,000 of those a day. Slinging.
I disagree with the 4 beer rule. I think that should actually be like a prerequisite when they're walking around. They're like, hey, do you have at least 4 beers? Because I'm telling you, I ate and I was like, dude, I've put probably hundreds of these things in my body over my lifetime at Fenway Park, and now I'm instantly regretting it. But I don't know. Note to self for next time: stick with the sausage, peppers, and onions. But Joey Chestnut.
Yes, Joey.
First of all, the over or under for Joey Chestnut was 74.5 hot dogs. Last year, he had a record of 76. This year, had 63 to win his 15th title. Do you think that if the protester doesn't fuck up his, like, concentration, whatever he has going on, whatever Joey Chestnut does, do you think he's able to pound the over of 74.5 glizzies?
I think it would have still been tough. His pace was low. I had the over. I was a little concerned with the pace before that crazy person got up on the stage. Listen, Joey Chestnut is a legend. He has like the top 10 records every year. It's just like a new record, like one dog up. I'm not saying I question his drive, but he was not on pace. Let's put it that way. But that wasn't really the story of the day. It was Joey Chestnut's choke slam. This random person, the concentration. Like, get that man in the WWE. He's throwing somebody off the top rope. Like, I could not believe the aggressiveness. Like, this man is eating hot dogs for a living. That's what he does. You would think he seems like a nice guy. When that protester got in between him and his hot dogs, new person. He ripped that dude down and off the stage and then continued on his way. I couldn't believe it.
It was something like I've never seen before. Like, I get it. He eats like hot dogs and stuff. A lot of protein, first of all. A lot of protein.
A lot of protein.
A lot of protein. You know, what was it? 63 hot dogs worth of protein. Just this guy is a
and the bread
unit in the gym if he even goes. But like, this protester stood no chance. And honestly, you hear about like the Will Smith thing. He gets up on stage, obviously different circumstances, but slapped the fuck out of Chris Rock. And everyone's like, oh, send him to jail, send him to jail. But like, because it's an American holiday, Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and like everyone totally neglected the fact that Joey Chestnut almost fucking killed this guy.
Well, listen, this is this man's life. You get in between him. I would rather get in front of a car than get in front of Joey Chestnut eating hot dogs on the 4th of July. Like, you're just asking for pain. Like, listen, I understand the protest. Sure, whatever. Not the place, I don't think. But listen, you got to know when you're going up there in front of the king of hot dogs and stop him from eating hot dogs on his day, you're gonna get manhandled. Simple as that.
He was, to put it, I don't know, frank, no pun intended, but he was Luke Skywalker that day, destroying Darth Vader.
Yes.
But since we're on the topic of the 4th of July, actually, so first and foremost, before we get into the thing that's really irking me, how was your 4th? How was it?
It was good. Yeah, a little bit of a different year this year. I had duties, second. So I had an engagement party on the 2nd, had to go up to Maine, come home, July 3rd party, July 4th party. So by the end of it, I'm not 21 anymore. I was dead. But, had a great 4th, had my beers, fireworks, almost lost a hand, the usual, lighting fireworks off. But yeah, it's a great 4th, great weather. Always down to celebrate America. I mean, the greatest country on earth. So yeah, it was a great 4th. But how was your 4th? Tell me.
It was good. Honestly, I feel like everything I think of a 4th of July being, I had the dogs, I had the burgers, I had the fireworks, I had the beers. Actually, I brought a ton of margaritas with me. They went over huge.
Okay.
Big margarita. I think everyone knows that Wanawagu is a big margarita guy. But in the process of doing this, because you got to go to the grocery store, obviously, I had some trials and tribulations and things that just clicked in my head. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I got to talk about it. Got to get it off my. And it's the grocery cart, people. Man, they can't be fucking dealt with anymore because they need to be exposed. You see it on TikTok. I don't know if you're a TikTok guy, but these that are going viral on TikTok, and they're filming, like, forcing people that, like, don't put their carts away to put their carts back. And personally, for me, it's like, dude, I don't get paid to do your job. I know that sounds like a dick thing, an ignorant thing, but I do not get paid to be the cart pusher. I just paid probably your check for the day with the amount of groceries I just bought, because groceries are through the fucking roof right now. So if I don't feel like walking 5 or 6 parking spots down to put my to put my cart away without you giving me a fucking dirty look, then, dude, that day I was like ready to throw hands, because the kid gave me a dirty look. He was like 15. Jimmy was ready to fucking dice with Wanawagu. And I said, I got places to be. Otherwise, you might get what you're asking for.
Listen, okay. I've been waiting to talk about this because I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. I disagree in the fact that there's like a 3 parking spot limit. Okay, if you're within 3 to the rack thing, just drop the fucking thing off. If it's like 8 away, then leave it. But if you do leave it, do not be that asshole that leaves it in the middle of the spot. At least put it on like the white line, so when somebody pulls in, they're not fucking blasting that thing. Because I've done that before, and that pisses me off. Like, you're pulling in, you already don't want to go to the store. The store is the worst fucking place to be. You don't want to grocery shop. You're about to spend a ton of money. You're whipping into a spot, and you just blast like 3 carts that are sitting in the middle of this parking lot. Like, that makes me want to die. But yes, the dude should not be giving you a dirty look. Like you said, it is his job. Like, dude, suck it up. It's just carts. Like, fucking go get them. But at least have a little bit of etiquette. Put it on the white line. Get it out of the parking spot. If it's more than 3 spots away, you can leave it. If it's within 3, just fucking run that shit over there. Get your steps in for the day, and move and be on your way. Is my opinion.
But like, it's not like I'm being a fucking dickhead. I'm like blatantly going out of my way to, like, I don't know, just be.
Yeah, it's not like you see the guy and are like, all right, I'm gonna leave this here. Like, come get it.
I'm sure that this cart isn't like rolling away and hitting another car, or like if it is like the 3 parking spot rule. Like, I'm like not physically fit anymore. But like, I will put the cart away. But a certain distance is appropriate to
Correct.
find a spot that it won't be impeding other shoppers and other people.
Right.
So yes, I think that's a good way.
I think the 3 spot rule. I've thought about this a lot this week. How far is too far for me to walk my fat ass to put this away? 3 spots is the limit. That was my thinking.
I think 3 is really appropriate. I think 3 is a good number. I think we can agree on the 3 spot rule.
Okay.
So going forward, if I'm in 4, if I'm 4 spots away and fucking grocery,
I'm leaving if it's 4. 3 is the line.
Timmy Turner gives me fucking dirty look. So, but we'll drop the whole food topic. We'll get to what people want to hear. The NFL right around the corner, Mikey, and I am scared to fuck up. It's like an all-year thing now. It really is. Like, it's the draft.
Man, it's 24/7.
Like,
they know how
so
to do
much
it.
Buzz. There really is so much buzz in the NFL.
They know how to keep it going.
You can't say that. The NBA can't really say that. So with that being said, one not big move, but move that I guess I'm into, just because the guy is like so polarizing, his attitude and everything. Baker Mayfield going to the Panthers. Panthers basically gave nothing to get, and they actually got some in return on top of that, because the Browns are paying $10 million of his contract. Browns got a 5th round pick in return, which these days, I mean, you could hit in the 5th round. People do hit in the 5th round, but realistically, are you really going to get somebody at field level? You know what I mean? And be sure about it. But nevertheless, he's over there now. They're actually playing the Browns week 1. All right. The Browns week 1.
Chef's kiss.
They're +1 dogs. I'm not sure if it's home or away. The total sitting at 41.5. And yeah, we'll handle that for now. What do you think happens week 1? Do you think Baker starts first over Sam Darnold?
Okay.
Second, John Watson starting for the Browns. I don't think home or away really matters because I think they both are just not good teams right now. But have at it. What do you think before I go?
I have a lot of thoughts on this. I've been holding this in all week to talk about. First, I want to touch on the Browns. What an absolute dumpster fire of an organization. Just completely mismanaged the whole situation. They signed Deshaun Watson. He loves diddling therapists. Like, let's give him all this fucking guaranteed money. He's not going to play this year. He's going to get suspended before week 1. They're going to have – I don't even know who their quarterback will be. Baker's gone. Let me tell you this with 100% certainty. Baker Mayfield will start week 1. He will hang 5 touchdowns on their head. It'll be 50-0, and the Browns season will be over from the first game. Write it down. Put that on your little note tally book.
Got my notes right here.
Write it down.
Dude, pencil on it because honestly, I have similar thoughts. I think that, I'm trying to find somebody to compare him to that had like a similar situation that like.
Baker Mayfield is the Ryan Fitzpatrick of this generation. That's my opinion. He will hop around now. He's on his way. He will have spot good games. Baker Magic, Fitz Magic. He'll have those games. He'll never be really good, obviously, but he will find a way to stick it to teams that he doesn't like. And this is the first example of he will hang 5 touchdowns on the Cleveland Browns. Carolina might win 4 games this year. Week 1 will be one of them. They will blow them out.
So I think that if you, first and foremost, don't take the over in that game,
right,
you're out of your fucking tits. Secondly, I totally agree. I think that Baker is going to go out there with something to prove. He's going to have like the most fucking serious big dick energy you've seen in week 1 in a long time. And I think he's just going to fade off in the distance. It's going to be his typical. He's actually losing weapons too. Like he had in Cleveland, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Odell, Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, all these guys. And, I mean, he had one good season and got to the playoffs and stuff like that. I'll give him credit when credit's due. But realistically, he didn't do as much as he could have or should have with what he had.
Hurt.
I mean, that too. But also, like, he's not getting a much better offensive line going into Carolina. You saw Sam Darnold last year. I mean, the guy played horrible. Nonetheless, actually, threw just as many picks as Baker last year. They both threw 13 picks last year, which is another thing. Secondly, the weapons, or if you want to call it that, around Baker now, for as long as he maybe even will be starting. He's got DJ Moore, who's, in my opinion, inconsistent. He's a good receiver, but too inconsistent for a number 1. Mm-hmm. Robbie Anderson, who last year you didn't see really do anything at all. A lot had to do with Sam Darnold. He's a good, fast receiver, but didn't do a lot. And then you got Christian McCaffrey, who you just don't know, dude. You don't know what you're going to get in terms of health with him, and it's not reliable. Chuba Hubbard, yeah, he's a good fill-in, but not enough of a solid ground attack to take away the pressure against Baker Mayfield, who is just clearly
I think we're going to see
as good as he is outside of the pocket. He's just I don't see that working in Carolina for very long.
No, I agree with you. Long term, he won't last till week 8. He'll get hurt. You know, the weapons are the weapons. Christian McCaffrey will probably get hurt. I'm talking week 1. Everybody's healthy, chip on his shoulder. His shoulder's as healthy as it's ever going to be. And they're going to be facing, I really think Deshaun Watson will be suspended. You know, they're going to be facing, third string quarterback for the Browns. I just really think it's going to be a bloodbath, to be honest with you. Like, I just really think that. But as far as the season, I agree with your analysis. I agree. It's not that much better of a situation. Baker Mayfield clearly has his ceiling. It's probably similar to Sam Darnold. How about Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in the same class, top 3 picks, now on the same team? Not a good year for quarterbacks.
I know. And you speak of third string right now, Matt Corral, the third string quarterback, sitting pretty for Carolina with no pressure on him right now to do anything more than just learn. With that being said, I could highly anticipate and expect him sliding his way in, like you said, like week 8, week 9. Baker's hurt. Donald's already shown what he can do because, he's already had a whole year prior to show, and look what that did. And I honestly really like Matt Corral. I really, really do. I think that of all the quarterbacks taken, he's going to be you know how you have those quarterbacks that just come out of fucking left field? I mean, he was a little bit higher up, I guess, but he had quarterbacks taken before him. I just think that everyone's going to be like, oh, shit, dude. Look at fucking Matt Corral. I loved what he did at Ole Miss. He could sling it. Big dick energy. There you go.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, he's coming from the SEC. Like, he might be ready to go. We'll see. But you're right. It's a complete dumpster fire. Both franchises are dumpster fires. There's no question about it. It's just on that day who's going to be better, I think. But yes, the over Carolina by 1,000. I love that play for week 1.
So before we switch topics, one last line is the Panthers win total. And I don't love – well, I'm not going to personally bet the Panthers win total, but for the sake of argument, the over or under is 6.5. The over sitting at plus 105, so there's plus money there. Mm-hmm. Do you think they get the over of 6.5 wins?
The extra game this year is a huge X factor, I feel like. Just because it's so new, people, I feel like, just like the retail, regular, Joe Schmo, bettors, I think like the bookmakers and the sharps are kind of feeling it out as well too. That being said, I still like the under, just because of all the reasons you talked about. 6.5. I mean, 7 wins. It's really hard to get 7 wins in the NFL. Their schedule is not easy. I don't know if you've taken a look at it. I see them at like 5-12. That's kind of where I see them sitting. And it all really depends on health, right? If somehow Baker Mayfield is the Baker Mayfield he was a few years ago and he makes it through the season, then they'll go over that win total. But I really don't think he will make it through the season healthy. I think he'll miss, minimum 5-6 games. Sam Darnold will be Sam Darnold. We know what Sam Darnold is. And then you got a rookie quarterback, trying to make his way if it comes to that too. So, his health, Christian McCaffrey's health, like you said, their outside weapons are inconsistent. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, inconsistent and have their flashes. I don't think it's going to be enough to get them over that win total for sure.
So I think the win total is 100%, no questions asked, totally dependent on Christian McCaffrey's health. I think that the number of games that he has to play for them to hit that over is 13 games. And I'm looking at the schedule. I think he has to play 13 to 14 games for them to hit that over. If he can play that many games healthy, I think they actually can get the over. If he plays any less than that, I just don't see them with their schedule getting there. So that's why obviously I'm fading this bet. I'm not like putting anything down on it, but I wanted to, for the sake of talking about the team and stuff like that. Yeah. But nevertheless, if I had to pick and you had a gun to my head, I'm also picking the under 6.5. Just really high for a team that has a lot of question marks. But one team that has, in my opinion, not as many, but still a fuck ton, is our hometown.
Yes.
The Patriots.
Right.
God, man, what the fuck's happening? I feel like bad car accident. I can't stop watching. Like, there's a lot of good things going on. Like they got good car insurance. You know what I mean? Like, there's some things still there, but like, fuck, man. Like, what is going on, Bill Belichick? Like, man, the coaching staff. Like,
it's a mess. Oh my God. We don't have coaches. We don't believe in them. We don't believe in coaches. Nope. Done. Coaches are canceled.
Pat Patricia, Joe Judge. Like, do I see anything more? Like, Joe Judge, dude. Like,
he's gathering his misfits up. He just wants loyalty. It's just the misfits that failed in their other spots. He wants people that will listen to him, won't question his authority. Well, yes, man, right? I mean, both head coaches previous in the league, both failed. I love Matt Patricia. I love what he stands for. I love him defensively. He's a great mind, a great person. He's not an offensive coordinator. Like we need an offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? It's just, and Joe Judge is Joe Judge. Like, that, not much needs to be said about that.
Like, think of how sophisticated the offenses are in the NFL, and think of how easy they are. Even still, not easy, but even the most sophisticated defenses are able to figure them out. Okay, you don't have a coach that is able to put a game plan together like a Josh McDaniels or one of these other really good offensive coordinators. And you're just fucked. Like, that's it. There's no if, ands, or what's about it. Like, you are fucked. And like, to be honest, like, it's really disappointing because like Mac Jones, I don't know if you saw the picture, but he looks trim. Like there was a picture of him flexing.
Yeah, it looks good.
And he looks really, really good. And like he's 24 years old. He's a professional athlete. That's what he gets paid to do. He should look trim and look good and feel good. So I'm not like applauding him for that because realistically, that's his job. He shouldn't have came into year 2 with all the baby fat. But nevertheless, he did his thing. He did what he's supposed to do. It shows that he's committed to being better and being a leader of the team. With that being said, if he comes in this year all trimmed up, ready to go, more physically fit. You already saw that he was good in the pocket. He's going to be just that much more better with that much more mobility because he has less weight. And now you put the coaching staff around him for him not to succeed when it was one more a possibility of strong development for him to build off of. Instead, now he regresses because the coaching staff wasn't what it should have been. Then I don't see, as much as I love Bill Belichick and all he's done for the Patriots, I don't want to neglect that, how you keep Bill around.
Yeah. Yeah, you made some great points. I mean, quarterbacks in year 2 regress anyway because defensive coordinators, have the film from the first year and, can figure them kind of out. So you see that regression usually in second-year quarterbacks. But yes, with the coaching staff changes, Josh McDaniels is such a quarterback whisperer. Like he's doing his thing with Las Vegas now. I'm happy he got the opportunity. But yeah, Bill, he must really, really think Mac is ready to go because it is unfathomable to me that he would put him in a situation where there's not that strong support coaching wise in year 2 if he's not developing up like the way that he wants him to develop. So he must have the utmost confidence in Mac Jones to take us forward. He looks definitely more shredded than he did when he first came in the league. Maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Maybe he likes what he sees, in the film room, in the meetings, and like over the summer workouts. He likes what he sees, and he's okay with kind of having coaches in place that are not as developmental or tactical and more just like team managers. But we'll see. I'm with you. I don't think I don't think you can expect a quarterback in year 2 to kind of just like have the reins in the offense like a Tom Brady and just kind of go and block out all like this other stuff and be better despite what's around him than be better because of what's around him. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you look back to Tom Brady's second year. If I remember correctly, he went like 9-7 or something like that, and he struggled. He didn't play like unbelievable football like everyone thought he was going to have to win the Super Bowl. And yeah, I'm not.
Make the playoffs.
What's that?
They didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. And if Mac doesn't make the playoffs this year for whatever reason, because they could have the best offensive coordinator, but if like the defense isn't there, then it doesn't matter. Stuff like that. Like they could not make the playoffs, and like he could still have a great season. So realistically, like this year, as much as I want the team to do well, I think I'm more as a fan focused on how well Mac Jones does individually. Yeah. Likely he's got some more weapons around him. He's got Devontae Parker, who I'm kind of 50-50 on. I think that he has the ability to do really well in this offense, but it's a matter of, you've seen it. Guys come here from other systems and they have a really hard time learning a complex offense and they struggle. Mm-hmm. So it's really, I think, in my opinion, dependent on that. But one name to look at is that first round pick, Tyquan Thornton, absolute burner, set a 4-dash record in the NFL Combine. He reminds me of, I don't know if you remember Bethel Johnson back in the day.
Yeah, way back in my, way back.
But like that guy was never like a receiver. He was like a punt return, a kick return specialist, and that was that. But Tyquan Thornton, super anxious to see how he's going to pan out in the offense, how they utilize his speed. Bill likes to put people with speed in different spots. And, yeah, I mean, the running back situation, still great. Receivers, the rest of the squad, I never really loved last year. I kind of like them, but I don't know, maybe you feel different.
Yeah, I think – so here's what I think about the skill positions. Running back, we're solid. I think we both agree with that. Damon Harris is our running back. We have a good, running back committee behind him. So I think that's probably one of our strongest positions, honestly. On the outside, we have a lot of people going into year 2 in the system. I think that's going to be telling. I've hearing reports out of camp that, everybody looks better because they understand the system better. So everybody's looking faster, more decisive in and out of their cuts better. So I think we're going to see a better year from like the likes of like Nelson Aguilar. I think Hill is going to really benefit from year 2. Devontae Parker, I think, is a good receiver. I don't think he's a great receiver. I think he's kind of that B1, kind of 1B kind of receiver, not that true number 1, but I think he can get separation and get his targets. He's getting a little bit up there in age. Miami let him go for a reason. But I do think that we're going to see more out of our wide receivers, and then tight end, we're strong. Hunter Henry, and I think we're going to see better. What'd you say?
Johnny Smith as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a better season from Johnny Smith as well in year 2. I think, we made that huge investment last year. We brought in a ton of talent. We invested a lot of money. I think New England offense, that first year it's going to be tough for everyone to pick everything up. But I really think we're going to see a leap from those players this year. What I am concerned about is our offensive line. I don't love how it looks going in. Mac Jones looks like he's in better shape. He's going to be taking hits. So can he withstand that onslaught of an NFL defense? We'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting season. Especially with the division we're in now, like we've always said, Patriots run this division. That's not the case anymore. The Bills are way better than us. The Dolphins made a ton of moves. Even the Jets, you got to expect Zach Wilson to be better this year. And everything that I've read and heard that he's having he had a great offseason, and they really expect good things from him. So I really think the Patriots are up against it this year, just in their division alone.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Ted Karras, one of their anchors to the huge loss. Some of the other notable losses, obviously, J.C. Jackson gone. They didn't want to pay the money, which honestly is understandable. Put up most of his picks and his best numbers against teams that were subpar, and he got beat by good receivers. So I don't blame that. It just sucks that they didn't have any backup plan. They usually always had a backup plan, at least at cornerback. But he's gone. Hightower and Jamie Collins, still free agents, haven't been signed yet. Kyle Van Noy was released. And to be completely honest, if you look at the corner position, in particularly Malcolm Butler signing, just is desperate and embarrassing to the after a year off, didn't even play for a team because nobody wanted him. And Bill said, hey, how can I save ass in case I don't have enough players to play the position? Oh, let's bring Malcolm Butler back. That's what I figured. Just a lazy, we'll bring him back and he'll do. That drove me nuts. I think that was like the boiling point for me where I was like, Malcolm fucking Butler, dude. Malcolm fucking Butler. What the?
There's holes on the defensive side, no question. It's, we just talked about the offense for a few, the defense is holes. There's holes everywhere. It's an aging group. We have some bright spots on the defense, some young guys, but man, especially at that second level linebacker, it's really weak, I think. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he likes the young guys and how they're developing. Maybe he's expecting more from them to kind of fill those shoes, but we're just gonna have to see.
So with that being said, 17-game schedule this year. What is your prediction for the Patriots record going into it as of today?
So I have them at 9-8. 9-8 missing the playoffs.
You think they have a winning record this year?
I still think so. I looked through their schedule. Our out-of-division schedule is not that bad, I think. I think on paper it probably looks pretty intimidating, but I really think that some of the teams on that schedule are going to have down years this year. So I think we squeak out a winning season. We don't make the playoffs. I think we finish third in the division. And honestly, I question Bill Belichick's, long-term future. If we have a really bad season, like a 4-win season, I don't think it's good. If we have a 9-8 season, I think that gives him another year to kind of put together his finished product and potentially go on another run. But yeah, it's definitely a really important season just from development standpoint. I don't have expectations we're going to make the playoffs or make a run. I think anybody that has a head on their shoulders and is a New England fan knows that. I think it's really going to be, like you said, Mac Jones development. How is the rest of the team developing? Can we move on from this older talent? It'll be a fun season to watch just for that, I think.
So you mentioned the record in Bill Belichick. So, Bob Kraft has openly said, he's basically, this is unacceptable, and he's impatient. He said, we haven't made the playoffs in 2 or 3 years. I forget exactly what it is, and I should know that, but 2 or 3 years. And you can tell his patience is wearing thin. He wants to be back in the playoffs. Maybe not the Super Bowl. He gets it. Not realistic right now, but the playoffs. And I just don't see this team this year making the playoffs at all. I actually have them at 7-10. I'm just going to walk through the schedule really quick so that way all the listeners know exactly what it looks like in case they haven't seen it yet. They open up week 1 at Miami. Patriots suck in Miami. We both know this.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh have them winning. That team, no Ben Roethlisberger anymore.
Yeah, down year. That's one of the teams.
I think they get the W. Baltimore loss. Green Bay loss. Even though they don't have Devontae Adams anymore, you still got Aaron Rodgers, who's your boy last year to win MVP. Had a good year. Didn't live up to it.
Yeah.
Detroit win, Cleveland win, Chicago win, New York Jets win. And now you're looking at the schedule kind of like we did last year. And we're like, you know what? This team, a lot of buzz now. Oh, the Patriots this, Patriots that. Fuck all the haters, blah, blah. And then the schedule turns over.
Yeah.
You got loss. Jets, I do have them winning and sweeping the year. But Minnesota, loss. Buffalo, loss. Arizona, loss. Las Vegas, loss. Cincinnati, loss. Miami, I do have them getting the W at home. And Buffalo at the end of the year, at Buffalo, loss. Finished 7-10. And it disappoints me.
Yeah, it's tough.
Really,
I can see the pain in your voice.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sitting here like, oh, like mic drop, like fuck all y'all. Like I'm like, no, I'm like, dude, this is disappointing. Like 7-10. Where did time go? You know what I mean? Bring back Tom Brady. I'm begging you. I'm just begging.
So I pretty much have a similar thing with a couple changes. I have them beating the Vikings, and then I have them beating Arizona. The Vikings, I am not high on this year at all. You know, Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. How much longer are we going to get Kirk Cousins? And it's a primetime game, 8:20. He does not do good in primetime. He's a 1 o'clock start guy. If you go through his statistics when it's like primetime games with him, it's abysmal. He does not do under the bright lights. And then I also have Arizona as a win as well. I think the Kyler Murray situation, I feel like people are not making a big enough deal about that. I know it's been talked about a lot, but it's not resolved. That's like a middle of the season game. We have no idea where he's going to be at during that time. He could be hurt. He could be gone. Who knows where Arizona will be? So I have those two as wins. But yeah, I agree with the rest of your analysis of the schedule. I think it's going to be a really difficult season for us, for sure.
Yeah. And side note to the Minnesota thing, I think even with Kirk Cousins still as a quarterback there, my prediction for Justin Jefferson this year.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be the best receiver in the NFL this year. Put up the most TDs, most receiving yards. I think this is the year that he takes such an incredible leap, and people are going to be like, holy shit, dude. They're going to naturally make comparisons because the Vikings to the Vikings, but Randy Moss. Like, they're going to be like, holy shit, dude, look at this kid go. I think that he is going to absolutely ass fuck the rest of the NFL this year, and he's just going to start taking names. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm wicked excited to see him play this year. I'm going to draft him if he's there.
Yeah.
Jefferson, my opinion, everybody, watch out for him this year. First podcast back.
Feel good.
Feels good. Feels good,
yeah.
Everybody. Feels good to feel good.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, but we're back better than ever. Football season right around the corner. Tons to talk about. You know, sports, life stuff, random shopping cart disputes. You know, you're gonna get it all here. So excited to be back.
Yeah. Also, Florida's natural oranges.
I saw you just chugging that on the side. You just drank orange juice
today, and I was really thirsty, and I didn't want to go in and out of the room getting OJ. I'm a big OJ guy. And Florida's natural is the best, better than Tropicana. It's just really slept on, and I love it.
I didn't know you were that big of an OJ guy. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Responses, but Florida natural, huh? No pulp too. Thank God. Thank God. If that had pulp in it, I think we had to cancel the podcast. We can't have pulp.
Yeah, I'd cancel it too because that actually happened to me. I didn't realize it said like one week I got it. I wasn't paying attention. It was like farmer's stand or something. I took that first swig, dude, and I was like, call the police right now. It was fucking. But anyway, so guys, a lot more podcasts to come. Super excited. In the meantime, though, big shout out again to 3 Sips. Go follow them on Instagram. Great company in the making. Shout out to Nick Mall, Dan Mall, the owners. And then more importantly, our sponsor, Sunday Swagger. Thank you to you. Use promo code DGEN15 to get that 15% off. Everybody go find them on Instagram. Go find them on their website. They actually just put out 7 new polos, unbelievably fresh. There's a design for everybody. They actually make women's gear now as well. So all you ladies out there that felt a little left out, you don't have to. Go check it out. Use that 15%. Mikey, we'll talk soon. Everybody, DGEN Podcast. Let's go.
Signing off. Thanks, everyone.
Peace.